to a new vlog. It is currently Sunday afternoon. We've had a really lovely Sunday morning so far, but I've only just properly picked up the camera because I have spent the entire morning literally looking as though I just rolled out of bed. So welcome to the new vlog. Today feels really weird because I actually showered and washed my hair. Sorry, TMI, we're getting straight into it. Showered and washed my hair at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It's currently 4 p.m. Very strange, and it's kind of discombobulated me, so much so that I've actually tried starting this vlog 4 or 5 times. This one's sticking. If I mess up my words, then it doesn't matter. I'm sticking with this edit. But yeah, Sunday afternoon, and we've had a chill day, but also a very, very busy day. As you'll have just seen, it was a beautiful blue sky morning and I was pottering about. I like to pick flowers first thing in the morning because I feel that they're at their freshest, and then they've got the whole day in the sunshine to recover. And then, do you know what? I did film a few clips earlier on in the day, even though I'm just talking to you now. So I will show you on the screen what we got up to this morning. So today started with a lovely dog walk. We wanted to make the most of the fact that it was really nice weather, so we put the harnesses on the little boys, who are very, very excited to head out for a nice long walk. The fields were nowhere near as dry as they have been because we had so much rain yesterday. And Charlie and I got out our picture this to figure out what's been growing in the field opposite us.
Oat. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it does look like oats actually when you think about it. Interesting.
And then we took the boys on the usual route up to Winderton, which is such a nice, kind of like an hour-long walk, which is perfect for little sausages. And then when we got back, Charlie likes to set weekend to-do lists of not very glamorous tasks. And one of the tasks that we had to do, according to Charlie, was to clear out the area behind my greenhouse. This is where I dump everything from plant stands to compost. So yeah, we had a really, really big clear out of the area behind the greenhouse. Then, with all of the plant supports out, I thought then would be a good time to have a little attention, to pay a little attention to my raised bed, where I currently had put some pumpkins in the bean area, so I had to move those. Then I added some new compost to the beds and started to set up my really tall bean support, because the runner beans are going to need something nice and tall to climb up. So I started to put that together and then added some really nice rich kind of manure-y mulch around the pumpkins and courgettes, because they're going to start growing really soon and they're going to be very, very hungry. Then Charlie prepared a breakfast. We had a really lovely avocado on toast, and I picked some pea shoots that I've been growing as little microgreens in the greenhouse to enjoy with that. And we were joined by Dickie, and we had our brunch down in the cut flower garden, joined by the sausages. So that has been our Sunday morning so far. And then after lunch, I had my little pamper shower, my Sunday pamper shower, which today included a nice little cleansing routine with my favourite 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 cleansing oil, and then, where is it? My 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 rescue mask, which I always have to forage from Charlie's cupboard because he always steals this one for me. You might remember a couple of weeks ago I shared in a vlog that I had a really special overnight stay in London at Claridge's, and that was to celebrate the start of the celebrations of 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅's 40th anniversary, which is such an incredible amount of time for such an iconic brand. And I have got this really beautiful set to share with you. I feel like this would be such a lovely gift for someone that maybe has not discovered the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 brand before. A nice little introduction. Inside here you've got the absolute classics. You've got the cleansing balm, which is the first original product from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, the first cleansing balm that set the trend for many, many duplicates, and it's a multi-award winner, a bestseller for such a great reason. Also the rescue mask and the muslin cloth as well. So this is the heritage set in this beautiful packaging. It's got this gorgeous rose design on it, which I think is so pretty. It actually looks like rose and salvia, not too dissimilar to the flower displays that I put together this morning. 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, she was very inspired by what her grandma used to do when she was younger, which was pottering around in her garden and put together tinctures and create products from ingredients from her garden. So I feel like, even though I think I started to love 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 before I even started to love gardening, so maybe there was something subliminal. with me being drawn to the brand that says a lot about where my passions lie now. But yeah, this is a fantastic little discovery set. Let me show you inside. Oh, we have got a little leaflet here. Here we go, this is the information I was just trying to explain. The legendary cleanser, rooted in her grandmother's love of healing botanicals. Ooh, I feel like I need to meet Eve's grandmother. Eve's signature blend of clove, eucalyptus, hops and Egyptian chamomile oils blended with cocoa butter and other emollients into a melting balm that cleanses, conditions, tones and moisturizes. If you guys have not yet tried the iconic cleansing balm from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, this set is the ultimate way to discover a couple of my favorites. This cleanses, tones, exfoliates and leaves the skin so hydrated. I feel like with 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, what they're all about is really incredible ingredients that truly just hydrate and nourish the skin and leave you with such a gorgeous radiant glow. I would definitely recommend using the muslin cloth as part of the evening routine, because by using the cloth it really helps you to get that little bit of exfoliation as well, which is key to having a complexion that's glowing and healthy looking. And then the rescue mask, which you saw me using earlier, I'll pop a few clips on the screen here. This is my one that I've already been using. I must have gone through, I wish I knew, probably about 20 tubs of this. This is by far my all-time favorite face mask. It kind of cleanses the skin, it purifies the skin, it draws out any impurities, but at the same time some clay masks can be quite dehydrating and leave the skin feeling a little bit tight. This is actually hydrating because of all of the goodness in the ingredients within this. It actually leaves the skin feeling comfortable and hydrated, as well as glowing and those impurities just drawn out. I normally leave this on the skin for about 15 minutes and then I will take a muslin cloth or a flannel in the shower, just do a light little exfoliation, and that for me once a week, or sometimes actually if I've got any blemishes, like I did have a blemish on my chin, I will just take a tiny bit of this on a cotton pad and directly apply it to a blemish for maybe 20 minutes before hopping in the shower. Or you could just pop it on any areas that need a bit of attention. Sometimes I'll do like a T-zone mask, but today, Sunday pamper, I popped it all over. So this, the cleansing balm and the muslin cloth in the beautiful set. What a lovely gift idea. Or if you did just want to try out the cleanser and you still want to experience the lovely Heritage 40th anniversary editions, then you can get just the cleanser as well. I cannot believe that the formula of this has not changed, not even one teeny weeny little bit, since 1985, 40 years. Think how much science and technology has come on in 40 years. That just shows what an amazing product this was from the word go. And the expression, as the expression goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is still the 5-in-1 miracle worker than it was back in the 80s. So thank you, Eve, for creating the most incredible products. I will leave these linked down below. You'll see me using this as part of my evening skincare routine a little bit later. As you might know, there is a little bit of a ritual, a special way that Eve recommends to use the cleanser. So I will show you that a little bit later on. But very much inspired by that gorgeous packaging with the beautiful roses on the front, there's a couple of bits that I do want to do this Sunday afternoon. I want to try, and I mentioned this a couple of videos ago, I want to try doing a simmer pot. I'm sure Eve's grandmother would have been a huge fan of doing things like this, but I just, as you know, can't bear for anything from the garden to ever go to waste. I want to make the most of everything, and I did do a little bit of deadheading this morning, so I've got quite a lot of rose petals, rose heads that they're just too beautiful to throw away. So I'm going to try popping them in a simmer pot and see if it makes the kitchen smell amazing. And also I'd like to try a variation on my rhubarb, raspberry and rose jammy dodgers. Or last week was it I made, what did I do? Was it lilac shortbread? I can't even remember, but I'm going to do a rose shortbread this afternoon because it's really lovely to just have some in the kitchen to enjoy throughout the week. So let's head down to the kitchen and have a play. I'm somewhat overcompensating for how casual I was earlier today. This is probably a little bit too dressy for just lounging around the house on a Sunday afternoon, but I've popped on this gorgeous butter lemon yellow blouse. It's linen, and then the jewelry still better to show you like this. This necklace here is actually from Raven James, which is Fleur's jewelry company, and she is inspired by antiques when she creates her beautiful pieces. They are always such lovely quality, and I love this pendant stacked with my 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒅 bracelet. And then I've just got on my And Other Stories jeans and 𝑭𝒂𝒕 belt. So throughout the summer, I'm spoilt when it comes to which roses to use because we've got so many, but I'm going to try a different variety each time and just see which turns out the best flavour-wise. Now I know this doesn't look that appealing, but I've been leaving these to dry in here, and when I picked them they had the most gorgeous fragrance. So normally if a rose has got a really strong fragrance, this actually looks like the one from the 𝑬𝒂𝒂𝒐 packaging, then it should also have a really amazing taste. So I'm going to pop these in my shortbread recipe. So let's go and whiz it all together. So I have just blended my rose petals with some caster sugar to make some rose sugar. This will be the base of the recipe, and I'll also add some rose water in to the main shortbread as well. And don't forget, if you followed my shortbread recipe before, my secret ingredient is rice. I will leave my recipe on a QR code here and link down below if you'd like to try it. Okay, my rose shortbread is in the fridge. I like to pop my shortbread pastry in the fridge for 15 minutes before rolling it out, and that way it just solidifies. It's not quite as sticky on the work surfaces. So in that 15 minutes, let's try making a simmer pot. And I mentioned this a couple of videos ago when I showed you that I'd got this. I'll leave it linked down below. It was very much something that I saw a few of these very wholesome American YouTubers doing, and yet I've never seen anyone in the UK doing it. I've not seen that many people doing it, but given my love of making things with things from the garden and not wanting things to go to waste, and also not wanting my house to smell good because of candles that might have some crazy ingredients in. I think we've done quite well at finding ones which have got good ingredients. But anyway, I digress. This is a really natural way of making your home smell amazing. My first time doing it, so let's try it together. This is obviously glass, and I like that because I can see what's happening in it. Bless you! I just can't get it through my head that it's not going to crack. I really hope it doesn't crack. I mean, it is literally designed for this purpose, so we'll see. But first of all, you get your water boiling, so let's do that. I'm really scared to put this on the hottest agar pad, but it must work, right? Oh, I'm scared. So far, so good. 5 minutes later, it's about to boil, I think, and the glass container is still in one piece. Sorry if you can hear the tumble dryer. On that note, by the way, I have to share something with you. I have just, again TMI, but I've just done a load of towels, and yes, we've got a new washing machine. The old one broke. Very annoying. I actually don't know if I like this one as much as I like the old one. A few annoying things, like the time doesn't show just when you are looking at it. You have to tap it to see the time left. And, oh, very boring. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to show you is this. So this is the Tallow and Ash laundry shampoo, and it's the scent Oud. So they actually work with proper fragrance, what word do they use, amazing fragrance people, and their scents are just so heavenly, and the formulas are all very clean as well. And honestly, I just got these towels out and they smell the best that any laundry has ever smelled, in my opinion. So Tallow and Ash Oud if you're looking for a new laundry detergent. My mum's on holiday at the moment, so I'm looking after her sprouts for her, but I need to set a new batch off for myself this evening. Okay, it's near enough boiling. I can see lots of bubbles coming up, so I'm going to start putting in my rose petals. Oh my gosh, I can smell it already. Oh, Oh my goodness me, this is gorgeous. Okay, can someone explain to me why the water in real life looks green, on camera looks orange, and why is it not dark pink like the flowers? I'm so confused. But it's lifting a really lovely, quite subtle rose petal fragrance into the kitchen. I think you could, oh my gosh, imagine at Christmas putting like orange, clove, cinnamon in there. So interesting. I would love to know if any of you guys have done simmer pots before and if you've got any tips and tricks. Okay, the shortbreads are a great success. I've just had a couple of them to test out and they are rather scrummy. While I was rolling them out and doing the shapes, I was on YouTube watching some videos and I came across 𝑭𝒂𝒕 NYC's new vlog. If you watched my New York vlog, then you might remember Marie. I introduced you to her at the Hobbs lunch. And I was trying, I always do this, I was trying to persuade Marie to start a YouTube channel because she just lives the loveliest, most wholesome life, has the most gorgeous cottage-like apartment in Brooklyn. And I was saying to her, I would love to just watch weekly vlogs from you and see what kind of wholesome things you get up to in New York. And she started a channel, so I was watching her first vlog while I was doing my shortbread rolling out. I will leave Marie's channel linked down below. Let her know that I say hello if you go and watch one of her vlogs. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having someone new to watch. And also something else I wanted to tell you, Charlie has just posted such a cool reel on our home Instagram account. If you don't know, we have an Instagram account for the house. We share a lot of garden stuff, a lot of interior stuff, and the account is Old House Our Home. And it's called that because when we first moved in, we were saying, join us as we make this old house our home. And yeah, it just stuck. So that's the name of the channel. And Charlie just shared this really cool reel. I'll pop it on the screen here at the side. And it shows before and afters of how the house looked 10 years ago. A complete ruin, basically. There was not even a roof on the house 10 years ago, and then how it looks now. So a real transformation, and I just love these before and afters. I find it so satisfying. Anyway, we are about to have a very chilled Sunday evening and watch a few episodes of Yellowstone. We watched the Nonnas film last night, and that was a really just like easy, relaxed watch. Definitely recommend if you want something that you can just kind of switch off and just enjoy, feel good film, but only feel, actually I'm not gonna say anything, not gonna ruin it, but I would recommend watching. But before I go down and switch off for the evening, we're having chicken tikka marinated chicken. We've got a gymkhana sesame peanut paste to have with the chicken, and I cannot wait. Got a few bits here that I want to share with you that I have been ordering from a couple of different retailers, and I just really can't wait to look at. So I thought I would do it with you guys. So this is a selection of premium pieces, premium / designer. If your budget or your desire is more high street affordable, then I would definitely recommend checking out my video, I think it was this time last Sunday, because that was the most amazing edit of H&M pieces, all like under £40. Really gorgeous pieces, if that is what you love. I personally love both. So we've got some luxury pieces here. Chloe, I always look at Chloe pieces and I always lust over them. I treat myself to something from them every now and then, and if it's not 100% perfect, which sometimes it's not, I'll return it. I used to be really scared of ordering from luxury websites because I thought that you couldn't return things, but you can. It's the same as any other website. So I love a good belt. This just looks a little bit different, and I really liked how it looks. So it's got a buckle like this. Does that look a little bit rude? Ooh, I don't know if that looks a bit rude shape-wise. Is that just my brain? I don't know. Tell me. Leave the word orange unrelated in your comment if you think the belt is too rude. I'm going to stop holding it up to the camera. But I think it could look really nice. Let's hope that they've not put too many labels on it that you can't actually try it on. My most worn belt, and I do think belts are worth investing in because they can really seriously elevate an outfit so much. And one of my, well, actually my most worn belt without doubt is my one from Celine. And I'm sure you guys will know the one that I mean. It doesn't have any branding on it. It's very subtle, just like this one really. And I love it. Ooh, okay, so the size that I got here is size small, 26M. And it's perfect, to be honest. Perfect size. These are annoying. Let's tuck them away so you can imagine what it looks like without all of the danglies. Right, what do we think? I need honest feedback, please, because by the time this video goes live, I probably won't have got my act together to return anything yet. I don't know if I am mad about it, actually. I like this section. That was quite a rude motion of my hands, considering what we were thinking earlier. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I think I would just always reach for my Celine one over this, so might not keep it. Sorry, my hair is looking very scruffy because I literally just got out of the shower. Yeah, what do we think? Do we love it? Is there anything screaming we must keep it? I'm sorry, I just can't stop seeing the rude thing. I think it's gonna have to go back. It was at, if Maria's watching this, or anyone that has only watched my New York vlog and then this one, they'll think I'm so weird, because also in the New York vlog I was talking about my handbag looking like something rude. I swear I'm not like obsessed with rude things, I promise you. Let's move on. Ooh, an empty bag. Ah, okay, I think I accidentally ordered this twice, which is very silly, especially given the cost. But cast your minds back to the last but one vlog when I went to the King's house to Highgrove with Sanderson, and we were lusting over the new but very old pattern, this gorgeous nostalgic rose print. Well, Chloe are really going to town with a print that's very, very similar. I haven't ordered the same thing twice, I've ordered something very similar twice. I just love this nostalgic pattern. It's such a like 80s throwback. I love a floral, and this is just such a fun one. I think it's gorgeous as a swimsuit. I just don't like wearing bikinis anymore. I'm such a swimsuit person. I think if it's just Charlie and I, and I'm just trying to like get a nice even bit of colour, but I don't really like tanning anymore. I like getting a glow out in the garden, but I'm not bothered about like hardcore tanning. So swimsuits all the way for me. We do have a trip coming up in a few weeks' time to somewhere sunny. It's actually a work trip for Charlie, and I am tagging along. So you've got a little bow on the shoulder here, scoop back, but it's, let's be honest, it is the pattern that I'm in love with the most. So I can't wait to try that on. And then the other one also reminds me of the Sanderson print. Very, very similar. More bluey, more cool tone than the other one. And you've got this really sweet little charm detail on the straps. So it's like a little shell and a little starfish, strappy as opposed to big chunky straps. Let me know which one you think is nicer. And to match the second swimsuit, although I have to say, oh, it's bigger than I was expecting. Okay, perfect. This is a silk scarf. You could wrap it around your head. You could wrap it around you as a sarong. You could do a little chic, I've never actually been able to do it without looking totally stupid, but if you really wanted to, you could do like a beach bandana. I can't do it. I'm sure someone could find a cool way of wrapping it around their head, but I thought that could be quite a handy little piece. You could wear it in the cooler months as a little neck scarf. Oh, it's pretty adorable actually, isn't it? Oh my gosh, I love it. This is, I can see myself in 50 years as a granny still wearing this exact scarf, because that's the thing about nostalgic patterns. I feel like they don't ever really date. So worth investing in my humble opinion. Okay, let's move on to the next retailer, which is Ralph Lauren. I ordered a few things from Ralph Lauren. I did order a chunky cable knit from Net-a-Porter, but I think it's sold out after I'd ordered it and someone else got it. I don't know. That was a shame. But in here, let's do a little unboxing together. We have got some really, Can I just say, if Zara can package you things up, deliver you things out of the plastic and in nice kind of tissue paper, and Holland Cooper, why do Ralph Lauren send things in plastic bags? This is not giving luxury. It's really weird, isn't it? When you compare how like a Holland Cooper thing arrives. Anyway, I can't believe I don't have this already, but it is just the classic Ralph Lauren cable knit crew neck. I did have, and I use the past tense here, an oversized men's version of this, but I think I wore it to Pilates once and left it at the gym, and I'm really annoyed with myself. If any of my friends are watching and you're like, no Josie, you left it at my house, please tell me, because I really miss it. So I got this in a size small, and it's a nice thing to have over your shoulders, you know, super preppy. It actually looks the same colour as my shirt, so is it butter lemon? It might not actually be cream, it might be butter lemon. Buttermilk, which I love. It's actually the exact same colour as my shirt, so it's definitely yellow as opposed to white, unless I am not seeing things correctly at the moment. But how cute is that? You can't really see it because the colour match is so close, but I think that is so lovely. You could wear this over your shoulders with a white dress, a white linen dress. That would look so cute. Tucked in, ooh, I can't be bothered to try it on now. Tucked in to cream jeans. I think that would look absolutely gorgeous. Having just taken it over to the window, very close to a white cushion, I can confirm it is in fact lemon yellow. Gorgeous. And then again, something else just totally classic and timeless. White linen shirt with the polo pony in navy. Just a complete classic. I feel like a summer wardrobe if you're going on holiday, planning on any boat days, beach days, days in the UK where you just want something over your shoulders, over a summer dress. You can't beat a white linen shirt. And again, all of these things, I feel like they're not really trend pieces, they're timeless pieces. And this is definitely me trying to talk myself into keeping everything so far. So as always, I do appreciate your opinions. Let me know if there's anything that you love and you're like, definitely Josie, you've got to keep it, or anything that you think, nope, we know you're not going to wear it, Jose, send it back. Please let me know. Next, sticking with the really classic and timeless, but this time it is a dress. A little bit, it's quite an unusual length, I would say. I'm not sure if it's going to be super short or knee length, which I'm not sure how flashing that will be, but very classic on the top half. Just looks like their classic Oxford shirt in the blue stripe. I would love it in a green stripe too, but I think that blue is, again, just totally timeless. And last but not least, this gorgeous colour. It's like a terracotta, this little two-piece set, which very much I had summer holidays in mind for. I thought these pieces would be gorgeous worn individually or worn together. I think it'll almost look a little bit like a dress worn together. And just such a nice warm shade, you know, and it's still really warm at the end of summer, but you're really ready to start embracing, I'm going to say it for the first time this year, autumnal colours. This is going to be amazing for that time of year. I don't even want to think about it yet. We haven't even had summer solstice, but yeah, I think we all know at the end of summer, this is the kind of colour that we all start craving. And then we start thinking about cinnamon lattes, and then we start thinking about the C word. Not cinnamon. Christmas. Okay, I just thought I would quickly pop this on. The fit is really, really good. It's a nice fit on the shoulders, nice height of the neckline. I can't bother to put my belt back on because I'm literally about to put my pajamas on, but the colour that everyone is loving this season works beautifully in a classic cable knit. So Yes, for days like today when you want to look summery, but it's still only 15 degrees outside, I feel like this is perfect. So all of these pieces I will leave linked down below. Now I'm going to put my pajamas on, have our chicken tikka, and have an evening of Yellowstone watching. Yummy! Okay, my darlings, it is time to take off my makeup. Chicken tikka was delicious, and I'm going to use my cleansing balm. I love starting a new cleansing balm. I did move on to the oil after I finished my last one. As always, I'm going to start by taking off the majority of my makeup because I feel like that cleansing balm is so lovely on the skin. You don't want to waste it on just taking off the makeup. You want it to actually really clean your skin. It does take off makeup very, very well, but I'm a double cleanse kind of gal. Excuse my appearance. Sometimes when I am feeling really lazy, I get tempted not to double cleanse. Well, this would have all still been on my face. So this is my reminder to future lazy Josie. Always double cleanse. So the muslin cloth that you get with it, not only is it huge, but if you do little circular motions, it's exfoliating your skin as it takes off the cleanser, which just further helps with the radiance, further helps with the deep cleanse, and it feels good. Oh, and did I mention it removes even waterproof makeup, like my mascara. Oh, there's a cat running across my wall. You look like a tiger. You look like a tiger. Better not let Dexy spot you. I always try to really cleanse, like, into my hairline as well. As long as I brush my hair afterwards, because I know you look a bit scary. But when I've been for those facial scans before, the bacteria, before I started doing this, would always be around my hairline. So I just use the muslin cloth to kind of check that there's no makeup left around the hairline as well. Oh my gosh, this dressing gown is so filthy. I'm embarrassed that I've done the entire vlog clip with such a dirty neckline. Wow, I must have been fake tanning in this. I'm going to finish this evening with 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 Renewal Treatment Oil, which I love. One of their oils is getting discontinued. I don't think it's this one. Was it the hydration? Oh, am I finished? And there we go, my darlings. That is my evening skincare routine. Sometimes I add in my actives. Sometimes if my skin feels like it just needs love or I'm having a pamper day, I'll just use an oil like I have done tonight. Just being intuitive and seeing what your skin needs, but it always needs a really good cleanse. So the cleansing balm, such a favourite of mine. Happy 40th birthday to the cleansing balm. Anyway, my darlings, I'm gonna, we're actually watching Clarkson's Farm, not Yellowstone, keeping up with the new episodes. So we're gonna carry on watching that, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, my darlings. It's now Monday morning. Started off today as usual with Pilates with Chloe at Bamford, which was really, really nice. And I am trying to stick with my routine of doing a sauna a couple of times a week. I feel like there's just so many wellness trends, but something that has been around for tens of thousands of years is saunaing, and it's obviously so much more enjoyable than cold plunging. I listen to a lot of wellness podcasts, and half of them say that cold plunging is really good for you, half of them say cold plunging is not great for you, so whoever really knows what the truth is. But all I know is that I feel great when I do a sauna, and I do tend to dread the cold plunge. So at the moment I'm just trying to do a 15-20 minute sauna 3 times a week, and I take a magazine in, I chill, sometimes I chat with people in there, so that was a nice way to start the day. Now, on Mondays we have our team chat, and it's normally about an hour, and then we have a team lunch together. It's very lovely, and during that time, normally on a Monday, I have my heatless curls in. Today my hair is completely dry because I did not wash it after the sauna because I had my weird midday shower yesterday. And in here I have got the water that was left after I did my, I was going to call it my rose hot pot, my rose simmer pot. I thought, I am not letting that lovely rose water go to waste. So I put it in a jug, and then overnight it's been in the fridge. So this is rose water, a very mild rose water, and I thought if I get a little bit of an aromatherapy benefit, or if my hair starts to smell like roses, then we might have just invented something really, really cool. So I'm gonna mist the rose water through my hair. I wouldn't say it's like a really obvious rose smell, but it is a very fresh smell. And it's just gonna have added that little bit of dampness that should hopefully help with the curls. I know I've shown you this a million times before, but in case anyone's new, I just take pieces that are about an inch of my hair. Do try to make sure they're fairly tangle free, and then I try and wrap it quite tightly around my silk sausage. And this one that I have gone back to, I have tried a few different ones, but this one I got on Look Fantastic. Maybe their sale is still on at the moment, but either way I will leave this exact heatless curler down below. And as you can see, I just hold it in place by clipping the other side of my hair. Also just keeps that side of hair out of the way. I don't worry if the sections start to get quite thick, because if this is going to be in for a couple of hours, and it's quite warm in the house at the moment, so I have no doubt this will dry. So I'm just using my thumb to kind of hook bits of hair. I've just had an idea, by the way, thinking about my rose spray, and it went viral the last few years about rosemary oil in your hair. I've got so much rosemary in the garden. Wouldn't it be interesting to see if I can make a rosemary hair mist by just diffusing? I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my afternoon wholesome project. Oh, the farmers are out. What's he doing? Is he bailing? I think he might be bailing. When we went for our walk last night, it looked like they'd cut the grass and they were leaving it out on the field to dry, which normally means they're going to be baling it. So when I get to this stage, big chunky hair bubble, I should normally like to leave a little bit more on this side, because to be honest, I'm yet to find a better way of doing it. I put this end in my mouth to secure it while I do the other side. Okay, very attractive, I know, so I'm just grabbing the two ends, stopping them from untwizzling, and then taking a third plumptious hair bobble and tying the ends together at the back. And there we go. I sit around looking completely bonkers for a couple of hours, and hopefully this afternoon, after our team call, I'll have some nice waves in my hair. Hilarious. You look like something out of Star Wars. Okay, it's a few hours later. The curls came out very curly, more than I would expect on dry day 2 hair. Not perfect, but never mind. I don't mind them not being perfect. I just like to have a little bit more movement than my naturally completely poker straight hair. So as you saw, I just went out and picked some rosemary. Luckily we have got tons of it in the garden. If I was cooking with it, I probably wouldn't rinse it because that does get rid of some of the essential oils, but I think I will rinse this, and I've got some water heating up on the 𝑭𝒂𝒕, gonna wait for that to boil. Then I think to get the goodness out of this, I'll probably leave it simmering for about an hour, maybe even a little bit longer, and then I will take it off the hob let it cool down, and then put it into a little mist bottle for my future hairstyling. I was thinking, I've been doing a few of these random kind of arguably quite wholesome homemakery type things in the last, I guess, year or so, from flower pressing to baking and foraging seasonal ingredients. I'd love to know, are you guys doing this too? Or are you just watching and enjoying me experimenting with them? Because I guess it's comparable to watching someone on TikTok have a really productive morning routine and you get a dopamine hit just from watching that person do it. Or I will often save videos of people doing beautiful hairstyles, even though I have no intention of ever doing those hairstyles ever again. And I often wonder when I'm doing these things, like making my rose simmer pot or baking my recipes, are you guys watching because you want to do it too? And then you recreate it? And I know that some of you do. I love it when you share pictures of your macaroni cheese and tag me on Instagram. But things like this, if you do them, please tell me, share any advice if you did something differently and it worked out. Puppy! Puppy dog! Puppy in the hallway! Dexy's been exploring. Yeah, if you ever try any of these things, please take a photo, share it on your Instagram story and tag me, because I would love to see it. If you have already been doing them all your life, these sorts of things, and you've got any tips and tricks, again, please let me know. Anyway, my water's boiling, so let's give this rosemary. I've got a good handful, probably 7 or 8 stems here, freshly cut from the garden. This is going to smell amazing. If you have got a barbecue coming up anytime soon and you're planning on doing skewers, you can, of course, use the wood from the middle of a rosemary. And the best way to, I'm sure most of you guys know this already, but the best way to remove the bristles from the rosemary is just the same as if you're taking the leaves off a flower. Just pull it and then drag your fingers down. Easy as that. Let's stick that in the water. These little top bits, great for a garnish, but I'm not cooking with this today, so let's stick it in the water. So this is boiling, popping that in. I do feel like I've become a little bit of a green witch, and this is my cauldron of today. But now that it's boiling, I'm going to move it over here so it can simmer. We won't lose all of the goodness that way. Realise that the roses that I'm deadheading perfectly match my jumper. A lot of people would say that these are too early to be deadheaded, but these roses, they go over so quickly, and I always think if the petals come away this easily, then one strong gust of wind and this would be all over the flower bed. So I'd rather pick them maybe only as little as like a couple of hours before they should be picked, because it just saves me having to pick up all the rose petals on the flower bed. And the more you deadhead roses, they just flower maybe like 5 buds for every one that you deadhead. So in a week, this is just going to be full of blooms. I've spotted another one, but it is very much a full-time job over summer keeping them deadheaded. So here in the greenhouse, these are the seeds that I sowed with you in the last vlog. We've got kale Nero di Toscana and a purple kale. If you haven't planted your kale for the autumn season yet, I would definitely recommend seed sowing this month. I'm going to do a little bit more seed sowing later on today. I've got my basket here with the bits and bobs. That's basically my to-do list. And I know that I've got some really nice squash varieties in here that I need to sow. And I think a few more beans, because I just love eating them throughout the summer. You are just such a cute little boy. Guys, I just walked back into the kitchen and it smells amazing. So much more noticeable than the rose petals last night. There is obviously quite a lot of rosemary in here, but oh my gosh, this smells heavenly. If you have been cooking something and you want to neutralize the smell in your kitchen, rosemary in water simmering away. That is better than any candle I have ever smelt. Highly recommend doing this, even if just for the room fragrance. Okay, it's an hour and a half later. You can tell how leaving the lid off or open on an 𝑭𝒂 really releases the heat. So if you guys aren't familiar with 𝑭𝒂s, I know that lots of you are, they are very different to a normal oven. Basically the whole thing is hot, and the more you use it, it doesn't like regain its heat as quickly as an oven. So if you were to be roasting something, or if you have either of these top bits open, and these are like hobs, so this one is really hot, this one is like simmering, this is 200 degrees-ish, 180, 150 approx. Different 𝑭𝒂s are slightly different. But the more you use it, the more it actually loses its heat. So for example, when about an hour and a half ago, I moved this from the really hot to the still pretty warm hob, this was still bubbling and simmering. But now that this has been open, it's been losing heat for a little bit of time, it's no longer bubbling. So for the last 15 minutes or so, it's just been sitting here in fairly warm water. I still wouldn't want to like grab it because it's still quite hot. But anyway, that was a little bit of a digression, a little bit of an 𝑭𝒂 411. So I'm going to move it now onto my little heat protecting thing. I had a few questions about this. I think it's from the Oak and Rope company, who we love. They've made lots of signs for us, like house signs, the coach house sign that I'll show you later maybe, and even our swing, and even I think our dog gate. Or maybe we got that on Amazon, I'm not sure. Yeah, but I think it's from the Oak and Rope company, so I'm going to pop it on there to cool down, then I'll put it in a bottle. I think I showed you this at the beginning of the vlog yesterday, but I really love how peonies look mixed with Nepeta and alchemilla. I think it's such a nice colour combo, really fresh and vivid. I just heard a doggy shaking. Where's my baby? Baby? There he is! A little stretch from my longest friend. A little stretch, a little stretch. Oh. And yesterday I showed you the pieces that I got from Chloe. Well, these are the cushions that I was referring to from Sanderson. Isn't it similar? This kind of nostalgic pattern. I just absolutely love it. And I'd really like to make a dress out of this fabric, so I need to retrain myself in A-level textiles. Well, I've gone from summer outfit to autumn-winter outfit. It's bin night, so Charlie and I taking out the rubbish bins, so I've popped on something very casual. And then I really need to get my butternut squash seeds in the ground, so that is my little gardening task for this evening. You going to help me with the bins? Come on then. Bless you.